everybody, and welcome back to another episode of What in the Ads is Going On. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal, and today doesn't look like it normally does. First of all, usually it's about 5 o'clock p.m. my time, but right now it's starting to get a little bit darker. It's 8 o'clock here because I'm now in the Eastern Time Zone. I'm sitting in beautiful Haliburton, Ontario. Normally I'm tuning into you from Victoria, British Columbia, but I'm out visiting my mom and she's in Ontario. We're in the land of all the lakes, trees, moose, lakes, deer, everything you can imagine here. It's absolutely stunning and gorgeous. But with that means that I'm basically packing up my whole show and taking it on the road. And for the first time in forever, I didn't pack all the tech. I only brought some of the tech, not all the tech. So, with that said, I have had the green screen up and going here before, but I know it's going to get dark and it's going to get a little weird. So I've decided to go without the green screen and just like a physical, real, actual background. It's crazy, I know, right? So today we're going to be talking about doing video ads 5 ways, and I have some examples that I have pulled up for you. But first I want to just tell you about the banana debacle that I had yesterday. So I was sitting here outside, it was a gorgeous day, and I was live streaming out here teaching week 3 of the 4-week Facebook Ads Bootcamp, which is currently in progress right now. And my computer started to overheat. So hear me out. I'm holding out until September before replacing my computer because I'm hoping that Apple will roll out a whole new line of computers. I'd rather get the latest and greatest. I haven't upgraded my computer in a long time. This poor little computer, I put it through a lot between road tripping, traveling, dragging it everywhere with me. I have live streamed with this thing sitting in a campsite in New Mexico during a windstorm with sand and silt getting into everything. I've dragged this computer to the Grand Canyon and live streamed from there. I've taken it all over the place with me. It's gone on a lot of adventures, but the poor thing's hanging on by a thread. So, yesterday I'm sitting out here in the gorgeous sunshine, live streaming from outside, and the computer starts to overheat. And it starts to overheat to the point where the entire broadcast just slows right down to, it just was not working. Nothing was working. You know that feeling where you're like, no, please, just please will you work? It wasn't working. So I got to the point where I had to cut the broadcast part way and go and find something quickly to put underneath my laptop to cool it down. So I hop inside and I pull open the freezer and I'm looking for anything. And I found a freezer pack, but the freezer pack is frozen and it was uneven. So it's an uneven surface. So if I tried to put the laptop up on that, it would sit weird and wouldn't work. Then next to that was a bundle of frozen bananas. By the way, I am visiting my mother. This is my mother's freezer. So I just go reaching in, dig out the bananas, rip them apart, or unbundle them, and I lay them down on the desk here. And then I put my laptop up on top of the frozen bananas. And guess what? It worked. It cooled my laptop down. I was able to restart the live stream, and it was better. It was smooth through the remainder. So cheers to frozen bananas. So hopefully we're not going to have any overheating or banana freezing issues while we're here for this episode. But yes, things get back to normal starting next week. I'll be back in Victoria. I'll be back into the regular studio and resuming things as normal. So I took a little bit of a hiatus, a break off of live streams last week off of this show, but we're back again. And so with that, we should dig into it. If you are tuning in live, let me know. Drop in the comments to let me know that you're here. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And without further ado, we're going to talk about video ads 5 different ways. So I want you to look at video advertising on Facebook. We're talking specifically video ads on Facebook. The way I want you to be looking at video ads and ads in general is that one area that a lot of advertisers are completely overlooking is they put so much time into creating one perfect ad with the perfect headline, the perfect ad copy, and the perfect ad. And if it's a video, a lot of people are spending so much time putting the work into the video, scrutinizing the video, and putting all of your eggs in one basket, so to speak. And then you launch that ad, and then you sit back and you're like, okay, is it working? Is it working? Is it working? And sometimes it doesn't work as well as you had hoped it would. Now, the key to some better success with Facebook ads is always be testing. You always have to be testing and trying new things. So your ability to put out a higher volume of output in ads, different styles of ads, different creativity within your ads so that you're not exhausting your audiences, that's going to come in handy. So one way to do that is to take video content that you're already recording, that you're already producing, and repurpose that content in different ways. So we can take one video that you record, one single video, and if we record that video keeping in mind that we're probably going to chop this up into all of these 5 different ways that I'm about to show you, it makes it easier for you to record that video. So let's see if I can pull up the video clip here that I'm going to try and pull up the video clip. Let's pull this up here. So what I'm going to do is show you the video, and then I'm going to show you how I've taken that one video, chopped it up, and repurposed that. So fingers crossed that this is going to play okay here. Alright, so this is the video that I recorded. Notice how it's recording in landscape mode. So it's, I'm just going to double check my audio here. Yeah, we're good. So that's playing. Okay. So you saw that video was just basically, it's just a short little clip. It was recorded in landscape mode, and you have me standing in the middle. The reason being is that I'm going to be taking that video and chopping it up and using it for ads. Now, I want to be able to chop that into a vertical, a stories ad. I want to be able to chop that into a square and use that on Instagram, and I want to be able to use it in its full landscape view. So I want to be able to take that one video, and when you're recording your video, if you were keeping in mind all these different placements, then it helps you with how you're laying out your video, how you're recording it, so that then you can take that little piece of content and repurpose it in a whole bunch of ways. Now, if I had shot that video and I had action happening over here on the screen and action happening over here on the screen, then when I went to repurpose it and chop it up into a vertical video, then I'm losing half of what's going on, and that's not as great. So I do have one example pulled up for you of one of the ads that you can do with that video. I was going to show you a normal progression, but the internet can be a teeny bit iffy where I am, so I figured I'd preload the one that I wanted to show you first. We'll dive into a screen share, we'll take a look at that, and then I'll walk you through the rest of them. So, jumping into a screen share. This is an example of that exact same video. And let me move my screen around here. That exact same video, one of the ad ways that we're going to be looking at is doing a carousel ad with video. So the 5 ad types I'm going to be walking you through. One is just a standard image, standard video, but that video can be chopped up into those different formats, and you can edit those different formats. So that's going to cover off format 1, 2, and 3. Format 4 is going to be this, a carousel with video, and format 5 is going to be an instant experience. So we're taking the same video, we're just chopping it up. And tools you'll need for this, yes, you will need some kind of video editor, whether you use Camtasia or whether you use something as simple as InVideo or an app on your phone. There's all sorts of ways that you can chop a video clip. If you have a Mac, QuickTime on your Mac, Command T is transform. Command T will bring up a little thing that allows you to clip your video size, so you can make separate little clips, save them out as separate clips. So here, if I flip this into the desktop newsfeed view, and I know I'm jumping ahead, I already had this pulled up, so I want to show you because the internet is a little slow here, and then I'll backtrack and walk you through how these were set up. So this is an example. What I did is I just chopped the beginning of that video and I made it into one little clip, and I added that for tile 1 of the carousel ad. And then if we flip into number 2, there you go, you can see it, it's just chopped up, and there's number 2. And then flip into number 3. So people can swipe, as people swipe across these carousel tiles, these little clips of the video will auto-play in video 4. And as we move on, then it has an end card that it just automatically puts in there. So there's some options that you have, but I just want to get you thinking a little more creatively about when you're recording your video. Now, if I had recorded that original video, let me stop that screen share, go back here to Ecamm. So if I had recorded that video, I'm going to play it one more time for you. There we go. Now it's recording landscape, but if I didn't stay right in the middle and give myself the planning and knowledge that I'm going to repurpose this into square, into all sorts of different formats, then a lot of that activity and action would have happened outside the frame, and it wouldn't have been a good video to repurpose for the purpose of putting it into a carousel ad. So let's go back here. Let's go back into that screen share and let me talk about some settings while we're going through this. Alright, so that's the preview of what I'm talking about. I'm going to close that. There are some settings. If I go to create a carousel ad, and you go to create your ads, actually let me just back this out altogether. close. I'm not going to publish them. All my edits are saved as I go through. Say, for example, I was creating an ad from scratch. I go in here, go to create my ad, and I want to create a new campaign. And I can do a traffic campaign, I can do a video view campaign. Whatever you choose is the end goal of what you want that ad to achieve. So let's say I want traffic, I want clicks off to my website. And I'm going to call this test August 25th. That's what today is. We'll do that. So we're creating a campaign, an ad set, and an ad. If you don't know how to do this part, that's what we teach in week 1 of the 4-week Facebook Ads Bootcamp that's actually currently in progress. You can still sign up at swiftkickingtheads.com. All the replays of week 1, 2, and 3 are now available. Week 4 is taking place next week, so we're in progress. You can get caught up. And week 1, I teach you all of the settings on how to go through Ads Manager and set up an ad from scratch, start to finish, exactly in the screens that we're in right now. But I'm not going to go through all of that. I'm not going to walk you through your campaign settings. I'm not going to walk you through your targeting, your budget, your audiences that you'd set at your ad set level. Nope. Instead, we are focusing on the ad level itself. So right down here at the ad level, as we start scrolling down, we have options on what kind of ads we want to create. So a single image or video, or a carousel, or a collection. Single image or video, pretty self-explanatory. You pick an image or you pick a video. Carousel, that was that example I just showed you where you have those swipeable tiles. You can either use video in those tiles up to 30 seconds in length per tile, or you can have static images. And then there's a collection. Now, a collection requires you having a Facebook or Instagram shop set up and having it connected as a catalog through your business manager, and then your catalog connected to your ad account. There's a few more steps for that. If you're not in e-commerce, it probably doesn't apply to you. If you are in e-commerce, you're probably using something like Shopify that automatically makes your catalog talk to Facebook, so it's probably automatically connected for you. So the examples we're going to talk about today are your single image or video or your carousel. Let's keep going on that carousel example because that's what we started with. So if I were to select a carousel, and then I start scrolling down, scrolling. Here you have to have a minimum of 3 carousel cards. You can have up to 10, but 3 is the base. Now, when it first loads, each of these I can click on them and expand them. And then I can add an image, I can add a headline, a description, the particular URL that I want it to point to. So each of those cards, those carousel cards, I can point to a different landing page or a different product or a different place if I wanted to. But by default, when you go to create a carousel ad, these are all images. So notice how when I go here, it's select image. I don't want that. I want video. I chopped up my video. I've got my video ready to rock and roll. I want to make some video ads here, and I want to repurpose this video content that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add media. It's going to add another card, and I want to add a video instead. So notice how it has 1, 2, 3, 4 cards now. And if I go to edit this last one that I added in, now I see select video. So if I minimize that again, say I select the one above, that's an image card. I don't want to put that in there. So I can actually delete that card now. I can remove the image cards that I don't want, go above, remove that other image card, and go above. And it won't let me delete because I need to add more. I have to have a minimum of 3 cards in here. So let's add in 2 more video ones and then delete the other one. So now I can remove that top one. And so now I should have 3 options to upload video cards. So here we go. So I can go select video, and I can choose. I already uploaded my clips earlier that I had chopped up. So I can select it and hit continue. And then you can put in a headline in the ads. Description is optional. It generally doesn't show up in most placements. And then I've got my website URL there. So that's card 1. So now you can see we have a thumbnail image in card 1. Card 2, I can select video, pick my video, and so forth. And I can do the same. Oops, did I have to have a URL in there? Yes, I do. And a headline. Headline's optional. I don't have to have it in there. And then select video. I'm just doing the minimum of 3. And I know it's getting dark as I'm sitting here, so it's gonna be very campfire style here momentarily. All right. So there we go. I've got different carousel cards, and those have video added into them. So this is processing right now. My preview will come up here. So there it is. There's the preview, and each of those are video files. If I want to preview what it actually looks like, then I have to move some of my eCam panels because I can't see things. Oh, just want to give a giant shout out to UV who is watching. Hi, it's good to see you, UV. Nice to see you tuning in from YouTube. And I'm going to move that panel so I can see behind us. And so I can look up here and I can preview this. I can hit expand. Don't know if that caught. Let's go. Oh, it's because my panel's in the way that you can't see while I'm on eCam with the tiny screen. And I'm going to hit expand. And now I can see that preview. Now if I actually want to preview this and be able to scroll past, I can just flip that into a desktop preview. And there we go. So now this will autoplay in the news feed. I can skip to the next one, autoplay that clip. And that's essentially in a nutshell how you're going to take that one video and chop it up into little square tiles that are 30 seconds, under 30 seconds in length. And you can use video when it comes to creating carousel ads. And a lot of people aren't aware that you can use video in carousel ads. All right, so that's one. That's one of the ways. The next three I'm going to show you are very simple, and then we're going to round it off with one that's a little more advanced. So let me go back in my screen share here. So that was that. So I'm going to collapse that, and I'm going to close that. And let's go back to, I want the one video 5 ways example that I had pulled up here. So I'm just going back into my draft campaign that was auto-saved, and now I can click on edit. Oops, I'm editing the wrong one, my bad. It's okay, because my other one's here that I want to see. So I have this campaign, this sample campaign. So we already looked at carousels. Now let's look at this one. We're going to look at static, or we're just going to look at single video and see the different things that we can do with single video ads. So in single video ads, so if we go down, remember the previous example we used carousel? Well, this example we're just going to use single image or a video. And guess what? You can still take that one video and you can edit it for different placements. So all in one go, you can take that one video that you recorded, edit this into different formats that will be more appropriate for the different places that this ad is going to be showing up. And we can do that because when we filmed it knowing that this is going to be represented in multiple different formats, from vertical to landscape to square. So I've already loaded these in because I know the connection here can be a little tough. So what I've done is chosen single image or video. You'll have a button here to add creative, or upload your video. So you choose that and choose your video. And then what you'll see here is you have 14 placements right now that are using this. And you'll have feeds, in-stream videos, stories, reels, right column, etc. Each of these, I can click and drop down and see what placements are inside there. So I can see there's a Facebook news feed, Facebook in-stream videos, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook video feeds. So these are all of the feeds that are using my standard video. I don't want to edit that one. Nope, nope. So I can minimize that. But check it out, the stories, reels, in this part here, if I edit this group, it's going to pull up another panel for me. Check that out. So now here, I can actually change the creative that I'm using. So I had my full landscape video that I uploaded originally for this campaign. And what I've done then is now gone into these placements to edit these placements, and I chose a different video. I already went and formatted this in a different app. I used Camtasia for mine personally. You can do it in an app on your phone, whatever. But I took my original video and I chopped it and cropped it into a 9:16 version. So that's what you're seeing here in the preview. So if I were to hit change video, I can pick any different video. So I uploaded a separate video. I can upload right here, upload a separate video that is in portrait format. And then that is going to be a much better video for those placements, and it's more likely to show up in those placements. So you're more likely to get more reach, more engagement, more interactions if you have video content that's been formatted properly for the placements on where it's going to show up. So again, I didn't go and record 3 different videos to get a horizontal video, a vertical video, and a square video. I just recorded the main video with the intention knowing I'm going to chop it up into 5 different ways. So there's more things you can do in here. I'm not going to go over all of those. I'm just going to close that. And then there's the right column, search results, instant articles. So again, you can go in there and you can change and tailor your creative for those. Same idea. And if I wanted to, I can drop down this menu and I can hover over the individual placements, and say for Instagram stories in particular, say I wanted to edit that one and swap that out with yet a different creative. So you can see how this is one ad campaign. I'm not going to change it. Well, I could. I mean, I could pick anything here. I could pick this guy. Let's see what that is. I hope I'm not going to drag too much on. I hope I'm not going to make my computer work too hard. I have no more frozen bananas left. All right. So you see how I could use this. I'm not going to hit save because it'll take a while to render, but I could pick different videos to put into these different placements. So that's one way that you're maximizing your efforts, your abilities, and your time by taking one video that you're recording, just recording it smartly, knowing that you can come in here and edit these different placements and put it into different formats. All right, so last but not least, I'm going to show you. Let's go into this example here. So I'm going to show you an example of an ad using an instant experience. So starting at the top here. Oops, there we go. I know it's starting to get a little choppy. We'll see if the computer will hold out for us. So inside here, this is yet another ad. You can duplicate these ads, you can create new ads, whatever you want, but I'm just changing the choices on this. So instead of, we've already looked at a single image or a video, but even with that single image or video, you can still swap out different videos, different formats, different sizes into the different placements. We've already looked at carousel. We're not going to look at collection, but instead I'm going to introduce you to an instant experience ad. Now from here, the instant experience ads, let me just explain that before, and I know, let me know in the comments if you can hear crickets, if you can actually hear the crickets, because they're loud. So for an instant experience ad, what's going to happen is you have an ad that comes across your news feed, and it's usually going to be a standard image or a video ad. But when you go to click on that ad, where that ad is pointing you to is not off of Facebook onto a website. It's actually pointing you to like a little miniature landing page that lives right on Facebook. So it loads instantly. So there's no delay in the amount of time and the amount of information and the data that has to load. There's no delay in it. So the way it works is Facebook basically lets you build, it's like using little building blocks to build this little miniature landing page. It's very simplistic, it's very stripped down and skinny when it comes to the amount, like you don't have to know how to code. But when you're uploading, if you're making your own landing page on your own website, sometimes you're uploading massive images, or something on your website is causing your site to load really slowly. And if somebody taps on an ad and your website's loading really slow and taking forever, they're going to abandon that click. They're going to go back to Facebook and go back to what they were doing. That still counts as a click. Facebook still counts that as, hey, we gave you traffic to your website, and it still has an impact on your cost per click. So it could look like you're getting hundreds and hundreds of clicks, but people aren't actually waiting for your website to load because it's taking too long, because maybe your images haven't been formatted, maybe you have too much information trying to load all at once. So that is a typical problem that we run into with Facebook advertising. Now enter instant experience ads. These are great if you don't have a website. So UV, if you are still watching, this might also be a good option for you. If you don't have a website that you're trying to point people to, you can point them to an instant experience. You can also couple that with a Facebook shop if you have your shop and your catalog. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Basically, instead of having to point people off of Facebook to an off Facebook destination, we can use that ad. When they click on it, it instantly opens up into an instant experience. So let's go take a look at what those look like. So back into my screen share here. Looks like I put my face down here in that dead space over there. So I'm still going to need a single image or video for the ad itself, that the ad that is going to be shown in the news feed or into whatever ad placement. But what I have done is I've checked off this box here to say add an instant experience. You can create a new one from scratch, or I already had one that was created here. So when somebody clicks on that ad, I'm going to hit preview, and we're all going to cross our fingers, and we are going to hope that this loads. Okay, it's kind of loading. It's struggling. Oh, it's struggling so hard. That's just a little video clip right there. And as I scroll down, that's just another video clip right there. Keep scrolling down, that's just there's another video clip right there. So I could replace those. I could swap these out if I wanted to with, I could swap those out with those little video files that we made. And I could lay all those little video files out inside here. I can custom make this. Let's see if I can make a new one for you. Let's see if it will be kind enough to let me do this. I gotta say, guys, with traveling and live streaming, I'm dedicated. I'm like, the live streams are gonna happen. I don't care if I'm sitting out here in the dark, which I know I would be because I didn't pack my lighting because it was too expensive. It's with the cost of flights right now. It's too expensive to pack oversized baggage and take it with me. Otherwise, I would have packed up my studio lighting and taken it with me. I even looked at having studio lighting sent from Amazon delivered here, like going and buying another set, and then I could just sell it off on Facebook Marketplace after, so I'd have lighting on hand here. And because I'm in a remote area up here, well, remote-ish as far as Ontario is concerned, Amazon wouldn't have been able to get the delivery here on time for these broadcasts. So I'm like, all right. You just gotta do it. You just gotta live stream. So if I remove that instant experience, let's hope it'll do that. All right, so I can either choose a template. There's already templates in here that you can use, or you can create a custom one right here. You can make one from scratch. So if I, let's look at this one, selling products without a catalog. Let's choose that template right there. So Facebook is going to load this for me, and basically you walk through and you just replace all the little components. I can replace that image with a separate image if I wanted to. So let's see if I have another image that I can replace it with. So I can replace that image, replace the URL, change out the text. I can do anything. I can change out my button, and all of that. And it's just going to make this little miniature landing page here that will load instantly when somebody clicks on your ad. Or, so I'm going to hit done. I don't want that. Oh, it's saving it. I don't want you to save. Or, I don't want that one, so let's go back and start one from scratch, and I'll show you what that looks like. And I'm not going to go through the process of building an entire instant experience from start to finish. I have a YouTube video on that actually walks you through how to build instant experience ads from start to finish, but I just want to show you custom. I just want to show you how that one video that we did, that we are starting with, we can take those chunks and put that into here. So this is a blank instant experience. I can add a component. Here are the options I can add. So I can add a text block, I can add a carousel, I can add photos, I can add video, I can add a header to it, I can add a product set if I have a catalog. So let's say video, okay, and then over here, upload video. And then I can choose, I've got these video clips already here. There's my clip 1, I'll hit continue, and it's going to load that clip right in there. See? And then I can add another component, and I can say add a text block and hit OK. So it's going to add that text block down below. I can minimize these sections, by the way, as I work through it. So I can go into this text area and I can say join Swift Kick in the ads. And then I have very limited options on how I format this, and on sizing and colors, etc. I have very limited options because that's what keeps it a fast loading thing, because it doesn't have a lot of I don't know what you call it, it doesn't have a lot of fanciness added onto it. It's very, very basic. So I can change the color of that if I want to. Let's see if I can put my pink in there. good enough. And then I can add another video clip. So you can see how you're just systematically building out a little landing page. For those of you who are sticking with me and watching this while I'm sitting here in the dark live streaming to you, you guys rock. You are the best. I can go upload video file and I can take video clip number 2 of that. Right here. By the way, all these videos are showing, the gift is a digital Gal Yeti mug. And so if you do join Swift Kick in the ads, I've got it. It's hard to see because of the lighting, but yay! Once you hit your 3 months, members get one of these, and they are a lifesaver. Anyway, I can work my way through. I'm not going to keep working my way through on that. I'm just going to discard that. And instead, I can choose an existing instant experience that I already have finished, and I can pull that in. So now that one video that I created, I can have it repurposed into the actual ad itself. So here's the ad that people will see in the newsfeed. If I preview this, let's expand that. So what this is going to look like in the mobile newsfeed when you see an instant experience ad, and this is a hallmark, a flag that you're about to click into an instant experience, is notice that I didn't put a call to action in this one. I could have. There would normally be a headline right here, and this little button right here, if they click on this ad, if they click anywhere, it's going to open up the instant experience. So I can play that video, I can have whatever I want to say in here, but when people go to click on this ad, it's going to launch them into that instant experience that we create. It's an awesome solution if you don't have a web page to send people to. It's a great solution if you want to introduce people to your products, or if you just want to have a longer form ad, a way of walking people through it. That's great. So again, you'll notice how if I preview this other instant experience that I've created in the past that I pulled in, let me just preview. Hopefully it'll come up. We're going to be wrapping this one up here shortly. So you can see this is an instant experience that I've already previously created. The video components are not auto-playing very well here. There it goes. It's just struggling right now. But I've got all these, that's a text block. Then I have this is a carousel that you can swipe across, and then I have an image that I've put in. And then we have another video block. So these are all just little, and you can see it on the left-hand side here as I minimize some of these. You can just see all these little sections that I have systematically put in to create this landing page, this instant experience. So there's lots of sections, as you can see. So you can expand them, collapse them, and navigate around. If you want to learn how to build a instant experience ad, like I mentioned, I do have a full YouTube video that walks you through that whole process, start to finish. But I'm going to bring it back here. I know we really have gone from like hey, you can see me, to it really is like Campfire Session with the crickets right now. I wish I had a marshmallow to roast. I wish I was making s'mores right now. I'm not making s'mores, I'm making ads. So yeah, so let me play that original video one more time, just to round us off here. Let me jump back in. So I'm going to play that one video. So again, it's this one video that we've been using to chop up for all these pieces. So here's the original video that I had created. I created it with intentionally standing right in the middle, so I can make vertical 9x16 cropped videos. I can make square videos, and I can make landscape videos, all with the way that this one piece of content was formatted. And then from there, I can take the way that let me see if I can make this brighter, because this is pretty bad. There you go. Oh my gosh, the live stream I do while I'm traveling is just, this is so silly, but I appreciate you guys for being here. So you can see how you take that one piece of video content, and we can create 5 different versions. We can create more than 5 different versions, but this is just showing you how we took that one video, we chopped it up. We made, in the first example, we made a carousel ad with each tile having a clip of that video in it. And then we made an instant experience ad where you can either use that video as the lead off in the ad that leads into the instant experience, or I could have taken that video, chopped it up, and laid it into the instant experience as people scrolled through that miniature landing page. I can make a single video ad, but that single video ad can have all of its placements edited and formatted so that I have one of them that is landscape, one of them that is vertical 9x16, and one of them that is square. And then I can appropriately match those up with the placements that they're better optimized for. So there's a higher likelihood of people engaging with my ads if they're formatted for the placements. So that's taking one single video and just having, if you can have a takeaway from this broadcast, what I'm hoping you can take away from is that you don't have to do the work twice, but you do need a high volume of ad creative to recycle or repurpose or flow new content, new fresh things that people haven't seen before. You need to constantly be evolving and evaluating and changing the creative of your ads. For most of us, if you're in e-commerce and you have a huge depth of audience and you've nailed down the perfect ad that is converting for you, excellent. You're already 10 steps ahead of where most business owners are. Most business owners are still in that phase of not knowing what video, what formula of video works for them or what images really work for them. And they've tried one or two and they're like, well, I don't know if it's working or not. If you've only ever tried ads with one or two images or one or two videos, make more content. You need to pump out a higher volume of content, but you don't have to do 10 times the work. So if you can take the one takeaway out of this is if you understand that you're going to be repurposing this into several different ad formats to try and get the best bang for your buck, then when you plan on creating that content, when you make that game plan of either you filming yourself to create your content or you go into a third-party video app and use stock video footage or something that's templated, whatever you do, just know that you can, based on how you build that video, you can then take that and easily chop it up, repurpose it into multiple different ad creative types and different ad formats so that people aren't stuck seeing the same boring thing over and over and over. And who knows, if you say you launched that video ad and you ran it in a traffic campaign and you looked at your results after and you were like, oh, well, I got 100 clicks to my website out of that ad for say $200. Cool. But now what if we took that exact same video that we had and if we chop it up like we did for that carousel ad, still going to be a traffic campaign, chop it up into a carousel ad. Carousel ads typically get a higher click-through rate. Yeah, not for every business, and it is wavering and changing. But if you chop that video up, put it into your carousel ads, you might end up getting hundreds more clicks for the exact same cost. So the type of ad that you're using can really heavily influence the success of that campaign. And if you're not experimenting, you're not going to know. So the carousel ads might work really well for me. They might tank for you. Instant experience ads might just be rocking your world, and they might just be time-consuming and expensive for me. It's different across every single ad account, and everything is, you just have to get out there and test. So make it easier on yourself. Pre-plan a little bit of content, knowing that you want to reformat it and repurpose it into all these different formats. Okay, with that said, it has gotten really dark out here. I'm not really afraid. It's just that we've got the local deer here who like to come up and eat all of the flowers off the deck. So I feel like I'm a sitting duck. I'm like the outsider that they know. As soon as I turn my eye, they're going to be up here eating all mom's flowers on the deck. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for catching this. As of next week, I will be back in Victoria, British Columbia, reunited with Small Dog. I miss him. It's been a week and a half without my pup, and I'm looking forward to getting home and snuggling my pup. And the good news is I've been out here visiting my mom for 2 weeks. She's flying out west with me, and she's going to be spending 2 weeks out there. So even though we've all gone through a very hard year of not being able to see family and not being able to travel, this has been honestly a huge feel-good feeling to be able to hug my mom and spend some time here. So although my live streams have taken a little bit of a quality hit here and there, I gotta say my Swift Kick in the Ads members have been ultra understanding, and everybody's been wonderful. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thanks for catching this. If you're not already a member of Swift Kick in the Ads, we did have an ad policy specialist that we had a giant Q&A session with today. And that was very, very helpful on helping members understand where ad policies are kind of snagging you up. If you're getting ads that are rejected, ads not approved, some of the rules around that, that was very helpful. So that's an example of the additional kind of content that you can get access to by joining Swift Kick in the Ads over at swiftkickintheads.com. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the digital gal sitting in the dark hanging with the crickets. And I am going to sign off, and I will see everybody next week on yet another episode of What in the Ads is Going On. Thanks, everybody. I'll catch you later.